I try to do things, and it just doesn't work out the way I want it to.
How you doing? I'm Mike Shue. It's the Vinyl Dump. Today we're going to look at the 1983 debut release from Suicidal Tendencies. Awesome album. A lot of people say this was the original point of crossover for hardcore punk and heavy metal. But I'll tell you right now, when I was in high school listening to this, it was pretty awesome, and especially the song Institutionalized, which kind of made them famous, got a lot of MTV play at the time, and it also got them a spot on Miami Vice, which, hey, you know, 80s, you're on Miami Vice. It doesn't get any better than that. But this is the original version. They re-recorded some of these songs on later EPs and greatest hits releases, but this is the original on Frontier Records. Suicidal Tendencies, a band surrounded by a lot of controversy, from Venice, California, and they were blamed for a lot of the gang problems that went on there. Their fans were called suicidal psychos or suicidals or whatever, but they were referred to as a gang by the police, and they kind of were, and they went around and they kicked a lot of people's asses and stuff, which caused a lot of problems for Suicidal Tendency as far as getting gigs. No one wanted to hire them for gigs because it brought the gang along, and it brought a lot of destruction. Eventually, though, they broke up later in the 90s. After some pretty good success, they signed to a major label, but this is definitely still their best piece of work right here. Another note on Suicidal Tendencies, the band itself, in 1982, before this album came out, voted by Popular Zine at the time, Flipside, worst band, biggest assholes. So there's another great thing to go with the Miami Vice appearance. At the time, Suicidal Tendencies had a very specific image, that skater Venice, California image. You see these guys here with the hats, stuff later adopted by bands like Anthrax and stuff. And they also, their Suicidal Psychos, their big fans, made their own shirts. A lot of these have some pretty amazing artwork, and if you ever went to their shows, you'd see a lot of this. I remember a show at the Channel, I think it was the first time they were in Boston. I think it was 1984, and yeah, it was just an army of kids with these shirts on. It's pretty amazing. Of course, I had my own shirt, but mine had a picture of a unicorn on the back, and I consequently got my ass kicked. Some more great shirt artwork on the back here. Of course, the songs. Their big hit, Institutionalized. I actually discovered that song first from the film Repo Man, which is a great film with Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton. And then, of course, the other big, if you want to call them hits off this album, I Saw Your Mommy. Really good. Fascist Pig, always a favorite. Suicidal Failure, that's a great one. You know, when the family's around the tree at Christmas time, opening gifts. Mike Muir, the lead vocalist and pretty much head guy, has been the only constant in the band all these years. They did get back together in the late 90s. I think it was 97. They still play a few gigs. But back then, it was noted like he really captured the spirit of teen angst, of alienation, of the young man against society. In fact, I think some of Suicidal Tendencies' lyrics deserve a dramatic reading. I saw your mommy, and your mommy's dead. I watched her as she bled, chewed off toes on her chopped off feet. I took a picture because I thought it was neat. But the thing I like seeing the best, I saw your mommy, and your mommy's dead. I saw your mommy, and your mommy's dead. All right, so here it is, Suicidal Tendencies' debut album. Here it is, Suicidal Tendencies' debut album on the Vinyl Dump here at WAAF.com.
Shit. Oh, man. We'll never put this back together.
I'm sure they're saying that same thing at the White House. Oh.
WAAF.com.